At first glance, Sandusky County is like any other Midwest community. However, county engineers and officials are in an epic battle with the Ohio Turnpike Commission over who is responsible for the much-needed repairs of overpass approach slope failures. These failures, while not directly seen to be a threat to Turnpike travelers, have become a big threat to area residents and travelers of the affected county roads. You can clearly see from this video, Turnpike constructed approach slopes have led to bank surface slippage, failing guardrails, and eroding road surfaces. County engineers have upheld the agreement with the Turnpike to maintain the road surfaces, but with the rapidly deteriorating ground surface, it is an impossible gesture that can clearly be seen by multiple sets of guardrail posts that are slowly sliding further away from their intended location. Sandusky County currently has 11 overpasses that are affected by this problem, and with much hesitation, we have been forced to close several of these overpasses to traffic due to the danger these roads pose to travel. With narrow county roads, you can clearly see how passing vehicles could easily get off into this soft shoulder with catastrophic consequences. Ask yourself, would you want to travel these roads or want your children passing over these overpasses on a daily basis? The extent of the damage is clearly evident. This clip shows a large void that's formed under the road surface. You can see here that nearly 17 feet of this measuring stick can easily be placed under the road with nothing supporting the surface above. Travelers of these roads cannot help wonder about road surface collapse. The problem not only exists on the Sandusky Road overpasses, it is also evident along several of Ohio Turnpike's overpasses. These road closures not only inconvenience area residents, but also directly affect public safety as well.
My name is Paul Pfizer. I'm the fire chief for the city of Clyde, Ohio. The Clyde Fire Department currently has 3 of 5 Turnpike overpasses closed in Riley Township. These closures are adding approximately 3 miles to our travel distance in Riley Township. Given the fact that the fire service has historically held to the fact that a fire doubles in size every 60 seconds, these closures are causing us a severe problem in our response to that area.
I'm Kyle Overmeyer, the Sheriff of Sandusky County. I'm here to share with you my concerns as an elected official about the slope failures and the overpass closures we are enduring here in our county. These closures are keeping us from being an effective law enforcement agency in regards to responding to calls such as domestic violence, home invasions, and burglaries. And hopefully in the near future, we will have a resolution so that all repairs can be made in a timely fashion.
My name is Jeff Jackson, EMS Director for Sandusky County EMS. The recent bridge closures over the Ohio Turnpike in the county and in the townships have added increased response times for our EMS units. Not only do we worry about the times getting to the scene, we also have to figure in the amount of time it's going to take us to get to the hospital. In our business, minutes equal muscle. In the event of a heart attack, that is valuable wasted time by driving around bridge closures. We hope this video brings awareness to the community, state reps, and the Ohio Turnpike officials to make the responsible repairs to the bridges and to see the actual impact this causes the community of Sandusky County.
I'm Dan Polder. I farm in Riley Township. Our farm is Polder Berry Farm Incorporated. I farm with my 2 sons, Tony and Steve. We farm about 2,200 acres altogether, corn, soybeans, pickles, pumpkins, cabbage, and strawberries. We have about 600 acres of ground north of the Turnpike that's impacted greatly by Township Road 202 being closed. It's going to cause us to go 3 to 4 miles out of our way, just one way to get to the field. And at harvesting, when we harvest these crops, it's multiple trips per field. Pumpkins alone, we probably look at 70 to 100 trips over there to that field during harvesting pumpkins. And just the time at 3 to 4 miles additional each way, that adds up to a lot of cost and a lot of extra miles on the road where you're exposed to car accidents, whatever. So by them being closed, it really impacts agriculture.
I'm Jim Moyer, the Sandusky County engineer. I've been dealing with the Turnpike slope failures for about 17 years now. The first one occurred on County Road 109 back in 1993. At the time it seemed pretty minor. We worked with the Turnpike with some reluctance on their part, but eventually they fixed it, and the problem has grown to the point today where we have 3 of them closed. They're definitely Turnpike responsibility, because without the Turnpike we really wouldn't need them. There's an Ohio Attorney General's opinion, and this opinion actually originated from here in Sandusky County. The engineer at that time raised the question, should the Turnpike maintain the roads after the overpass is built? And the opinion clearly states that yes, the county and townships would still have the pavement, but that would be the limit of their responsibility. In the syllabus of this opinion it says, where in the construction of a turnpike project it becomes necessary to effect a grade separation at the intersection of such turnpike and a public road, the paved surface of such overpass does not become part of the turnpike project, but the structure by which such paved surface is supported is a part of the project, and its maintenance and repair is the responsibility of the Turnpike Commission. This same idea is repeated about 4 times in this opinion. In this section it says, by means of such overpass, paved portion has been removed from direct contact with the supporting soil and is now borne by an artificial structure with only indirect contact with the earth. In the matter of the structure upon which the paved portion of the public road is supported, we can easily recognize a new creation which quite clearly is necessary by requirement of statute to the construction and operation of the toll road. Such being the case, the responsibility for the maintenance of such supporting structure is clearly that of the Commission under the provisions of the General Code. The Turnpike's interpretation of that opinion is best stated in a letter that they wrote on November 6, 2007. And this is what they say. I will reiterate that the opinion clearly states the bridge structure is that portion of the paved road removed from direct contact with the supporting soil, and it is the bridge structure which the opinion states the Commission is responsible for maintaining. The problem we have today is far more than maintenance. In fact, I think it'll require some complete reconstruction. The Turnpike has presently agreed to fix at least 1 overpass. They've selected Township Road 226 because at the time they made that commitment it was the only one closed. Since that time, County Road 260 is closed, and also Township Road 202. At the time they made that commitment, they said they would conduct a soil investigation. They would enter a contract with an engineering firm to do the investigation, and it could be expanded to include 10 other locations. There's actually 11 in our county right now that have this problem. At the time I thought, good, if they enter a contract, I as county engineer will expend the funds to at least do the soil investigation on the 3 county roads that are involved. However, the final amount came in at $70,000 per location. So just to do the investigations, we're talking over $200,000 with our budget. The Turnpike had estimated at one time that the cost to repair these would be between $600,000 and $1 million. Our current expenditures on contracts, road paving, bridge maintenance, all that sort of thing, amounts to about $1.2 million. So by the time you add the soil investigation plus the construction cost, 1 overpass could consume our entire available budget for capital road improvements for the year. what has happened with these embankments now, the guardrail has started to lean and we have a direct drop-off directly at the edge of pavement. So instead of guardrail deflecting vehicles like it should, it has become a road hazard, and that's why we've had to close these roads. The soil investigation was done a couple weeks ago. We don't have the final results on that yet, and the way I understand it, that firm is supposed to identify a reason why these slope failures have occurred and what the corrective action needs to be. I did collect some of the samples, and I have one of them here now. And this sample is over 2 weeks old. I've kept it in plastic bags so it hasn't dried out any, but I feel that this is a large part of the problem. This is what I would call gumbo. It's very sticky clay and it's wet. And over a period of time, I believe it has just given way to allow the embankments to fail. I don't believe Sandusky County or any other local road agency should be held responsible for that.
Even if Sandusky County, along with Riley and Townsend Townships, were to decide to replace the overpass approach slopes at an estimated $1 million per overpass, you can easily see how this is clearly not possible with township budgets that barely top 6 figures.
My name is Bruce Maggot, Townsend Township, Sandusky County. Here to talk about the failing slopes on the Turnpike overpasses. County Road 260 has presently been closed. This, among other roads in our township, County Road 278, are overpasses over the Turnpike. 260 is a burden to the fire department, the sheriff's department, and emergency personnel. Farmers have to go around on the narrow country roads to take care of their fields. The budget in our township to take care of roads is approximately $100,000 to $110,000 per year. If these slopes had to be repaired by the township, it would take approximately 10 to 15 years to repair these slopes. The problem I have is when these bridges was done 10 years ago or so, why did the Turnpike Commission at that time even move the slopes at all? They did the slopes 10 years ago and didn't think nothing about it. Now the slopes are the township's responsibility. This is what I really don't understand.
Ohio Governor Ted Strickland was given a House bill that was supported by both the Senate and House legislation in 2009 that would budget for the repairs of these overpasses. Unfortunately for Sandusky County, this provision was vetoed by the governor. With supporting documentation from the 1953 Attorney General and the Ohio Turnpike Commission, it's clearly evident who's responsible for these repairs. We ask you for your support for making the Ohio Turnpike Commission live up to their obligation to Sandusky County residents. Thank you for taking the time today to view our informational video.